Trying to make your dream game is a virtuous and admirable pursuit. But ultimately, I think it's a trap, and sometimes a downright lie we tell players to get more views. Hi, I'm Aramis, and I am a hypocrite. I literally released a video 9 months ago lying to you, saying that I was building a game that was gonna be my dream game. A game I ended up shelving and certainly wasn't my dream game. Over the past 6 months, I've been making a different game called Chess Survivors, which will go into early access on November 10th. And I'm here to say that it's also not my dream game. So you're probably thinking, well, Aramis, why'd you spend so much time making a game that isn't even your dream game? And I'd say that's a fabulous question, because that's the very point of this video you're watching right now. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, go pet your cat, and let's dive into why I'm not making my dream game. Making video games is hard. And I say that in a lot of my videos, not to scare you, but because I don't want to lie to you. It's a lot more work than just simply having an idea. And it's important to have the correct expectations heading into this journey. Now, I don't know about you, but my dream game will be massive, taking inspiration from all of my favorite video games I've played over the years. And if I tried to build that game right now, having never released a full game, it would be like trying to build my own home without having ever used a hammer. I'd likely spend a lot of time and money learning the basics and redoing things over and over again, and most likely I'd probably end up without a home. And a lot of this is really from not knowing what you don't know, which is a normal part of learning anything new. So instead of building my own home or one massive game over the course of a few years, my goal right now is to build and release a bunch of smaller games. Like I said before, there's a lot more to making a game than just having an idea or implementing the core features of the game. Like, how do you prefer to handle inputs, audio, music, art, or even what sort of code architecture do you like to use? Not to mention all the post-production things like marketing, testing, and all of the various activities that go into actually releasing a game. Before I built my game Chess Survivors, I had a fuzzy idea of how to do a few things on that list. And now, after nearly 6 months of development of my game Chess Survivors, I frankly learned a lot of ways of how not to do some of those things, but I've also learned a bunch of strategies that I'm definitely gonna take forward into my next game. Which brings me to my next point. Let's call this the Supergiant Games philosophy. For those who don't know, they made the game Hades, which was a smashing hit, winning a ton of awards back in 2020. Hades wasn't their first game. They have 3 other incredible games: Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. And I think I read this somewhere, but I couldn't exactly find the post, so I might accidentally be lying to you, but Supergiant had always wanted to make Hades, and instead of just diving in and making it, they made a bunch of smaller games like Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre, which allowed them to learn how to operate as a studio and try out various styles and mechanics. So regardless if this is true or not, you can actually go back and play those games, and it's really fascinating to see where some of the various elements from Hades, like their sound design and the combat mechanics, actually came from. Okay, I'll admit, it's okay to have a dream game. Heck, I probably have 5 or 6 dream games ready to go right now. But I'm gonna take a page from the Supergiant's playbook, show a little bit of restraint, and make some smaller games to learn how to eventually make one of those dream games. And I'm actually practicing what I'm preaching. In Chess Survivors, I'm exploring how to create dynamic abilities and upgrade systems like some of the mechanics found in Path of Exile, or heck, even in Hades. Now, I'd be careful calling any of your games your dream game, simply because that puts a ton of pressure on something that is already incredibly difficult to pull off. Not to mention that it's pretty dangerous to personally connect yourself, like who you are, to your work. Especially if it's public-facing work, then you're just setting yourself up for potential failure if the public or your audience doesn't actually like your work. And that can become mentally and emotionally devastating. At the end of the day, you need to protect yourself first and foremost, even if that means protecting yourself from yourself. I've been Aramis. Thanks for watching.